Hey guys, Bird Yugioh here, coming at you with another test hand video for my Zefra Endymion deck that I posted a few days ago. So we'll just shuffle up, do a couple of test hands, see what we get. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Got some awesome deck profiles and more test hands coming next week. So hoping to get at least a few negates out of these. That's ideally, you know, your ideal board has a couple of hard negates and maybe some interruptions, so we'll shuffle up and see what we get. Let's cut a few times and draw our first five. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is obviously a very good opening. We're going to be able to get our servant off pretty easily. So first thing first, activate your servant. And then, doesn't really matter what we do first here, so let's just activate Dragon Shrine, sending let's send our Dark Worm, putting a counter. Let's activate our Dark Worm, special summon, and then his effect to add gate 0. And then let's activate Spell Power Mastery to search our big Endymion if we can find him. Play 2 in this deck, so there's one right there. And it's actually really nice drawing a Spell Power Mastery because now you can add another counter onto Servant. So now Servant has the 3 that we need. And then here, let's activate Servant. So we'll special summon Servant, and then from the deck we will summon out. It's kind of up to you. I mean, in this case we'll just go a Jackal King. Put a counter on each of them. And then let's activate Oracle of Zefra to, you're basically going to search out a hard negate here, so we'll get out Zefra Nui. Let's see, do we want to do that? I'm trying to think here before we do that. In this case, get that and that. Yeah, so actually instead of Zefra Nui, let's search out our Zefrath. Activate Zefrath, use him to send any scale 1. We just need a low scale 1. Doesn't really matter too much. Put Satellar Knight Zefra in there. So now he's a scale 1. And then we'll activate our scale 8. And then we will pendulum summon 1, 2, and 3. And now what we're going to do, let's take these 2 and we'll go into Land for Hinkus. We'll take these 2, go into Allies Absolute, take those, go into Draco, and then Allies Absolute to get our Odd Eyes Vortex. So that's not a bad board right there. The main reason, so if say he happens to be on the board after all this, it's a good idea to have your normal monster in the grave, because if you control no other effect monsters other than him, you can destroy effect monsters your opponent controls up to the number of non-effect monsters you control or in your grave. So you would have one. So that's always just something that I keep in mind every now and then. But you got a really hard negate anything, and then your Jackal King, of course. You can from... It's kind of up to you. You could have gone a few different routes. You could have done an IP Masquerena play. It just wouldn't have looked this good or as clean. So that's our first test hand. Let's see. Shuffle up and do one more for you guys. Okay. So that was kind of a ridiculous opening hand with the servants and the spell power mastery, all kinds of good stuff. Could have only been better if we had a magical abductor, but that was not a bad start. It's always hard to shuffle 60 card decks. Okay, and let's cut again a few times. And we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so again, first thing first, you want to activate that abductor. We'll activate Providence. Search out our Oracle of Zefra, wherever it is. There it is. Activate Oracle of Zefra. To add our Zefrath. Activate our Zefrath, getting our third counter. And Zefrath, we're going to send... not another Zefrath, we're going to send Zefra Nui. Just like that. And let's see, from here, let's activate Magical Abductor to get... we can just search out an Endymion. Okay, and then here, let's summon, let's Pendulum Summon, so he's a 7, so 3/7. Actually, so in that case, I don't know why. Yeah, we shouldn't have searched out Endymion. Let's get a card that we can actually summon out. Darkworm, how I keep... Heck, let's just do a Jackal King. Okay, so then now Pendulum Summon. Do 1, 2, 3, and then our Zefra Nui. And then Zefra Nui effect to search. Divine Strike. Then we're going to take these two. Go for IP Masquerena. And that's not a bad way to end. IP Masquerena, we have this in hand to discard for our unicorn when we go into that. As soon as our opponent activates a spell card, we're going to be getting counters on them. And then we got a hard negate of a monster spell trap negate. So that's not a bad way as well. So let's see. Let's do maybe one more. Do another quick one. Let's see what we get. Just to show you guys some of the really cool stuff you can do with this deck. There's 100 different ways I could have gone in that one. Just depending on what you search from Abductor, and you do a lot of searching with this deck, obviously. So let's do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, first thing first here, I would say go for Dragon Shrine. Send our Dark Worm. We'll special summon that Dark Worm, and then add Gate 0. Okay, and then let's risk it, and we'll activate Pot of Desires. Ten of those. And then draw 2. Perfect. Okay, so let's activate Spell Power Mastery. Search out our Servant. Activate Servant. Activate Terraforming. Terraforming is going to get us Oracle of Zefra. Activate Oracle of Zefra. Getting us let's get a Zefra Nui. And then let's activate Zefrath. He gets 3. And Zefrath is going to send... do we want a low or a high? Yeah, maybe we'll go high with this one. Okay, then we're going to use Servant to summon out him. And we'll do our Endymion, giving them both a counter. Let's activate Gate 0. And then we will Pendulum Summon for sure these 2. And we'll get Zefra Nui's effect. Search out Zefra Providence. Activate Zefra Providence. This is in our hand, by the way. To get Zefra Divine Strike. Okay, and then you can take these 2, go into your IP Masquerena, and right there you have Hard Negate, Monster Negate, Zefra Divine Strike. So actually I think he has 2 because we activated Zefra Providence. So negate anything, monster, negate anything, and then you're going to take IP Masquerade on your opponent's turn, and whichever one. I mean, we'll say you just take Servant, and you'll go into Nightmare Unicorn effect, ditch that, and then you're gonna, so that was an amazing board. Three amazing hands, not uncommon with this deck. This deck is really cool. So yeah, hope you guys like that, and I'll probably do another test hand video today, and till next time,